we realized that around 2,250 students registered but didn't sit exams. And I think that's cause for concern. Do they get pregnant? Do they die? Are they sick? What happens? So I think the government has a duty to investigate why that is the case. And of course, as I've already said, as a national fan, this is our year. Thank you so much.
Welcome, Council. Peter Mpaka, morning and welcome to the Big Sets.
Thank you, Westje, and my dear friends here on the panel. I am also a national fan, and I must confirm that this is our year. And we believe today we are going to hammer Burnley seriously. But I hope we don't bet at the end of the season and let the cup slip away.
Yes.
But Westje and our dear listeners, of course, you know Peter Mpaka loves you, and we always come here so that we educate the nation. Now, I want to educate this, that what is happening in Gaza is not a genocide. Let us condemn and shy away from social media propaganda. This is not a genocide. I must say that there are some extremist actions on the part of the IDF, especially indiscriminate bombing. You cannot bomb a strip or a city with over 1,000 bombs in a single day.
That has a population of 2.5 million people.
Yes.
And majority being children and women.
Exactly, yes.
It's ridiculous.
For me, that's where
and to sit here to hear you, Mpaka, trying to defend the indefensible is
no, for me, I'm saying.
And for you, it's because you're obsessed with
we should not call that. We should
Jews and things and...
We should not call that genocide.
What is it?
Genocide is... like what happened in Rwanda. You have a group that is recklessly massacring the others who are even not armed at all. In Gaza, we have Hamas. You need to put into context the fact that Hamas also sends rockets back into Israel territory. You have Hamas, which has dug tunnels all over the whole place, and it is fighting back.
But even in Rwanda, there was in Kotani which was a rebel group.
Even in Hamas, in one night, they killed over 1,000 Israelites. So for me, it could be, maybe we can call it apartheid, we can call it other names, but for us to come here on national radio and say it is a genocide, I think it is wrong.
Okay. Let's hit up a very short commercial break. When we come back into our topic of discussion, don't forget that you can be a part of the show by contributing on 752-912-912 and 780-912-910. And drop your message on Facebook. I'll put the question, what do you think about the move by historicals to deny a Muhoozi presidency? We'll be right back. Good morning.
It's tough. It's bold. It's real politics. The Big Seat on 91. Great friends.
Great friends.
Seat on 91.2 CROOZE FM. Great music.
Great music.
Great friends.
Great friends.
We are back. It's 35 minutes past 9 o'clock on Western Uganda's biggest radio station, 91.2 CROOZE FM. Great music. Good friends. Good morning. My name is Wesi Gebanyaji. The big sit happens every Saturday, 9 a.m. to 11. What happens is we talk about anything that concerns the Ugandan person, from economics, politics, the law, education, and governance, human rights, name it. And we want you to be a part of the show. How? By going to our social media handles, 912 CROOZE FM on X and 91.2 CROOZE FM on Facebook and Instagram. Don't forget you can be able to view everything that is happening right here on Plot 12, Mutilen, on CROOZE TV, on TikTok and YouTube. Just go on your internet, on YouTube, type in CROOZE TV. You'll be able to view seamlessly. And if at all you're out of frequency, across the world, you're even in the Gaza Strip, you can be able to listen to the radio. I know we have so many people in the Emirates that always catch the show in South Africa and all these places in Kampala. Go to www.cruisefm.com/stream. You can be able to also enjoy the show. And for the calls, you can be a part of the show through calls on 752-912-912 and 780-912-910. And I want to thank people that religiously listen to this radio and the show, the big city in particular. I know of different petrol stations, Raw Basin Bar here at Kubiri. I know of Total petrol station in Rebikona. They never change their radio. I know Day-to-Day Supermarket never touches their radio, and Golf Course Supermarket, and there's so many public spaces that take chance to always tune to CROOZE. We want to appreciate you very much. With me in studio is Asimu Bandizi. He's a member of the Patriotic League of Uganda. Peter Mpaka, he belongs to the National Unity Platform, and Council Bwente Didit, who is also the president of NALU. NALU is a political party that has ever since failed to get registration on rejection from the Electoral Commission. But if I tell you, read, yes?
It's a pressure group. And under the Political Parties and Organizations Act, it is not illegal at all.
And we shall be able to get the message there for our leaders so they get attention for some of these things. But let's go to our topic of discussion. You heard the statements of General Kahindo of Tafire. I'm pretty sure the three of you had a chance to listen to what the historical had to say about the son of the president. He says, we have no problem with Kainerugaba being the first son, being a serving general in the UPDF, in being the special operations presidential advisor, name it, all these things. We shall not accept him being president because we believe he's not the best to carry the interests of the NRA original revolutionary going forward. And I know Kahindo Tafire coming from Mitoma, Ruhinda in particular, we have a man here that is very interested in what happens in Mitoma. Asimu Bandizi, when you heard of these statements, two things. You belong to the Patriotic League of Uganda that is advocating for Muhoozi presidency, but you also have interest in trying to replace Kahindo Tafire there. I don't know whether this plays very well in your hands, or you will do whatever it takes for the historicals to know that this country must move away from their generation. Asimu Bandizi.
Thank you so much, Westgate, and our dear listeners.
Speak a bit closer to the microphone.
You see, in this modern age and era, all Ugandans are equal. We have similar privileges, similar rights as granted to us by the 1995 Constitution as amended. The only thing that would bar General Muhoozi Kainerugaba from contesting for any elective office from LOC 1, 2, 3, District LOC 5 chairperson, MP, up to the presidency, is him being a serving UPDF officer as provided for under Article 208, Clause 2, and the same applies under the UPDF Act. section 3 subsection 1 paragraph A. But the moment General Muhoozi Kainerugaba retires from the army, then he's free to contest. So it's a fantasy for General Kahindo Tafire to come out and say he will not. We respect his opinion because it's granted to him by the same constitution. But it's Ugandans to decide. If I was General Kahindo Tafire and I'm not in favor of a General Muhoozi Kainerugaba presidency come 2026, that we in Patriotic League of Uganda, PLU, are advocating for, and we are requesting General Museveni Kaguta Tubuhaburwa to retire. Our guarant General Muhoozi Kainerugaba from the army so that he can join active politics. Because in him we see a gentleman that has served this country from the age of 20-something when he joined UPDF. He has been to some of the best military academies globally, and has to mention but a few. He's a true patriot. We've seen some of the things that he has fixed when he has been assigned by His Excellency Museveni to fix them. The short time he was the commander of the land forces, he fixed several things, the debt of these raw UPDF officers, their salaries, improving their welfare. That's the reason as to why he's a darling. In a nutshell, General Tafire is one of the most selfish Ugandans that have ever graced this country. We appreciate he was among the people.
But that is
country. But he's Banyaji.
Yes.
I know Kahindo Tafire more than you. I'm a born of Rwenyonyozi Central Ward, Kashenshero, Ruhinda County, Mitoma District. This is someone that is part and parcel.
But for you have conflict of interest.
It's not a,
so it is easy to defame him here because you want to replace him so badly.
I'm giving you an objective.
How selfish is he? How selfish is he?
Objective,
yes,
unbiased analysis of what we are talking about. So Mika Hindo Tafire and his few other friends who don't believe in him as a general president, let them float their own candidate. We front our General Muhoozi. We market our brands, our products. We let Ugandans decide.
But you see...
But you will not ban someone from contesting for office simply because he's a son to the president.
That's not what you're saying. No.
But
that's not what
their position is, General Muhoozi will not represent the interests of the spirit of the NRA.
By the point of information, but
yes,
that's the opinion of General Kahindo Tafire as an individual. Not all historicals are against him, because we've been to several functions, we've seen some generals. But which historical open support for
which historical has supported Muhoozi?
Kainerugaba president.
Just mention two historicals that are
from General Kahindo Tafire. Which other historical has come out to critique?
But which historical has supported General Kahindo?
But I'm asking you, it's you claiming that the historicals, is he their spokesperson? Is he the spokesperson of the military high command? Is he the spokesperson of the historicals? This fantasy of him thinking everything has to be done his way has to stop. Actually, he's very disrespectful to Ugandans, to the youth, because it's not the first time he's making this kind of baseless accusations, baseless.
But Mbaka is also asking you, are you the spokesperson of the youth?
Me, Abanyaji, you will not divert me.
Yes.
This Mbaka has his own interest. You know, for them, they are into politics for business and survival. When you look at their submissions promoting homosexuality, their principle, Bobby Wine and other things, what he was saying here, that what is happening in Gaza, it's not a... Don't massage things. Say them the way they are. Me, I'm saying I will support General Muhoozi Kainerugaba. It's my right.
Okay.
Given by the Constitution. Those against him, look for your Bobby Wine or Matthias Mpuga. I've seen recently some people fronting Nanda Ramafavi. They all get nominated. We let Ugandans decide, other than trying to put something around the Ugandan simply because he's a son to a minister or a son to the president or a son to another DC, sijui what, as long as they meet the other prerequisite requirements to run for any given office. Let them run and let Ugandans decide.
Okay, thank you, Banjizi. Yes, Councillor Bwenje,
Yeah, okay.
you heard the statements of the
course
God
I did.
General.
I've heard them. But you see, I expect Council Banjis to very well know as a lawyer that there are certain words which can never come out of the mouth of a serving UPDF officer. Now, like General Kainerugaba. Now, words like NRA, NRM, NUP, and so forth, they should never come there.
They should never be associated.
They should never
be in the same statement.
Me, it hurts me so much that he, being a lawyer, he's part of a movement which is trying to involve a serving UPDF officer in the politics of our country. That is the most regrettable thing.
But how come there is no noble citizen of this country that has taken the...
there's a case. There's a case in the Constitutional Court. There's even a case by Mavirizi, but it was taken over by the DPP. And the High Court, it dismissed it on revision. So it is so absurd, really, that serving UPD officer is being dragged.
I think the mirror that we should try to give to
me,
Ugandans is, first of all, who is General Kahindo Tafire? This is a man that has served in cabinet ever since inception, since 1986. General Kahindo Tafire is not just a basic historical. This is a man who recruited a very big chunk of
that doesn't matter
in the NRA.
See, that doesn't matter
from Western Uganda. This is a man that served in the UPDF, and his record is very clear on his contribution to the liberation struggle.
Yes, I'm aware of his credentials as a soldier.
When he comes out and says, wait a minute, this person that a group called the PLU are fronting will not represent the spirit
he has no
of
right.
The revolution.
He doesn't have that right at all. Because actually his comments are even I think they are put mature, because General Kainerugaba has not been nominated to stand for the presidency of Uganda. So there's no way you can say he has no right, or I would not support him and so forth.
But I see when General Kahindo Tafire is seeing all this mobilization going on.
I support him.
It shouldn't be foolhardy for us to think that this has no end game. We definitely know the intention of Muhoozi Kainerugaba and these counterparts is clearly to go to plot one and take over government.
I support General Otafire only to the extent that Muhoozi is still a serving army officer, but to the extent that he is not part of the 27. I think that is a very lame excuse, because Uganda is for us all. Whether you served in the army or you did not, whether you are part of the 41 original fighters of the NRA, 27 of whom had guns or not, that doesn't give you a right of stopping any other person from contesting for the presidency of Uganda, as long as the person has the qualifications to contest for the presidency of Uganda. What I also don't like about this kind of word exchange is that you see, when a person is still serving office, that is my fundamental basis. Serving army officer, you should not involve yourself in active politics of our country. So when you go on tweet and then say we are going to show these NRM historicals about who we are and we are going to demolish them and so forth, that is wrong. And so if someone like Kahindo Otafire comes up and says that is wrong also for you to involve yourself in active politics, I think I support him, and I don't think that what that kind doesn't want to support him just because he's a son of the president. No, but I think he does not think that General Kainerugaba has enough respect for the constitution. Because if you involve yourself in active politics when you are still a serving soldier, it means you do not respect the constitution of Uganda and the laws of Uganda. Kahinda, of course, has retired, so he has the freedom to talk about politics and so forth. But people like Muhoozi Kainerugaba should keep quiet until they retire.
Give us that information as same before we go to Peter.
Thank you, Braga and Council. They did it for the good deliberation. My point is just one. Actually, when you hear Otafire's outbursts, none of them is talking about Article 208 or Section 3 of the UPDF. They are personal. He's saying, being the son of Museveni, he should never, which is wrong.
Okay, but I think we are going for a break. But I think General Kahinda Otafiire is in the know of Muhoozi's capabilities. I think it's not just because he's the son of the president. I think Kahinda must have evaluated some of this gentleman's credentials and said, this man is not the best that we can entrust the future of this country. But all that and more after the commercial break, and keep the conversation on our social media platforms. On Facebook, the topic is already on there. I'll read some of your comments when we come back. But Tabaro, Mr. Didas Tabaro, and the leadership of Mbarara local government, we are reporting to you that Rushasha, Rwanyampazi Road, is messy, it's impassable, and the people of Kashaka, Bubare sub-county, there is literally no power, no roads, no nothing. The place is dilapidated, impassable. Didas Tabaro, the chairperson, local government, Mbara district, and the whole council, and all the leaders on there, the people of Rwanyampazi, Kashaka, Bubare, Rushasha are calling upon you to act. Yes, it's important. On the messy road, we need you to do some... On
that messy road,
yes.
Please, 2 points. Number one, abantu ba Rwanyampazi, niyo Peter ninyo president waba byazibe mitumba omungu tembi, ninza kwija yoko mumpe mitumba tujibyaro mu rugutu. Then number two,
yes.
It is so appalling that the MK PLU has appointed that Tabaro a non-performer as their deputy coordinator in Ankole. It is so appalling. I didn't know.
Okay.
So where are we
It's
headed?
tough. It's bold. It's real politics. The Big Seat on 91.2 CROOZE FM. Great music.
Great music.
Great friends.
Great friends.
91.2 CROOZE FM. Great music,
Great music.
great friends.
Great friends.
We are back. It's a quarter to the top of the hour here on Western Uganda's biggest radio station, 91.2 CROOZE FM. Great music, good friends. My name is Wesige Banyaji. We are on plot 12 Mutilen in the land of milk and honey. We're calling on business owners. Come to CROOZE FM. We have going to give you mileage for your business. So just walk in here for very discounted rates. You'll be able to get your business known and you get the kind of growth that you need in your business. But we shall not forget to remind Mr. Didas Tabaro, or the chairperson of Mbara district, that the Rushasha-Rwanyampazi road is messy. It's impassable. You need to do something about it. The people in there can literally afford life, to borrow the words of Kavshenga. They literally cannot afford life. You cannot live in a situation where you have no power. The roads are impassable. Everything is messy. Didas Tabaro and your fellow leaders that are mandated to do some good service delivery, the people of Rwanyampazi, Kashaka, Bubare are saying no, you need to do something on that road. With me in studio is Mr. Asimwe Banjazi, Mr. Peter Mpaka, and Councillor Bwenje Dels did it. And the conversation this morning is, are the historicals and PLU on the same page? Or it's definitely not very secure future for the historicals.
Conclude.
Yes.
Let me give some context to what we are speaking about here. General Otafir has stated as follows. There are people out there who go saying that Kainda Otafir hates President Museveni's son. I do not personally hate him. What I don't support is him becoming president. There's a difference. Kainerugaba, the president's son, I like him. But Kainerugaba is the president. I don't support him and I cannot hide. We know you are Museveni's son, but we shall not allow you to disrespect us. Then I speak as a member of NRM. And on behalf of my party, we fought so hard and shed blood to bring this democracy. And we shall not let it die as we look on.
But is it a sense of entitlement?
Then I think Muhoozi had previously treated as follows. Call us mad people because we dare to ask the questions that even children understand. Let us teach Otafira and his group that their time is over. Now, a serving army officer cannot say this, that their time is over. No. Stick to the protection and the defense of the state. If you want to participate or partake in the politics of your country, resign or retire. But until then, shut up. Okay, so I think I'm in agreement with Kahinda.
But me, I think Ugandans are also not serious people. So you expect the first son, Muhoozi Kainerugaba, to be equated to any other Ugandan? This man is the son of His Excellency the President.
So what?
There are exceptions.
So what?
There are exceptions. Even in my own family, my son will never be treated like any other person. That is a given.
No. You see, the rest of Ugandan men are not important. We also have sons and daughters.
But unfortunately, you're not presidents.
No, yes. But every other successor of the president must be elected. You see, the presidency of Uganda is not inheritable.
Yes.
No.
Westgate.
Yes.
No.
Of all the people, General Kahinda Otafire has no political decency to be lecturing any person in Uganda about democracy and the other thing. When you look at his history, what he has always done, rigging election after election. That's one. Two.
But this is a member of the National Resistance Movement. Are you now saying the man has been rigging all the way?
Yes, it's
as a card-bearing member of that party?
Yes, it's a fact.
That means NRM rigs elections, right?
No,
first answer that.
Does individuals, not the party, some individuals
no.
Kahinda Otafire. Two. This is someone that we've seen in multiple corruption scandals of embezzling public resources, land, whatever. Scandal after scandal. There is even one that is making news globally, the one of the
Njeru stock farm.
Stock farm. He has no moral authority to be lecturing us. Let him first address his character and his greed and how non-patriotic he is. He's just pursuing his personal selfish interests.
Allow me bring in. Let me
ask him. What is wrong with General Muhoozi making political statements?
Assume that question is to you.
What is wrong? Is it right or wrong?
As of now.
But it's a yes or no question.
No, it's just a yes or no question.
I'm not oblivious to the provisions of the law.
No, you know them, yes.
It's not proper.
Exactly.
So what's about it?
So why are you supporting him?
Why are you supporting
and
illegality?
that's the reason as to why I always say in my submissions, we want him to be retire from
okay. Let's allow Peter and Parker. Peter and Parker, I think we've held you for so long. But the point of matter is the historicals. You see, there is no historical that has come out to support Muhoozi Kainerugaba. Let us be honest. I have not seen a Jim Muhoozi. I have not seen
Jim has. He was on the delegation to Rwanda.
No, that was on official duty. That was official duty. I have not seen Brigadier Mugume. I have not seen, I mean General Mugume. I have not seen Kashaka. I have not seen Tinyefunza. I have not seen any of Salim Sare. Maybe Salim Sare because his nephew was whatever. But the historicals have been lukewarm on this matter. Isn't it right for us to believe that the statements by General Tafire are indeed a true statement from what the historicals think about this gentleman?
But I will answer that by also asking a question. Did we send the historicals into the bush? Like Wenje always asks us here on this program. If they went and fought and liberated this country, thanks to them, but they don't have a sense, they shouldn't claim a sense of entitlement to the future and destiny of this country. I think that's one thing that I must state here. If they have served, they have served. They are not immortals. Time is going to come and the historicals will be gone. I think there are very important issues that we should interrogate as Ugandans who are interested in our country. More than this sense of tukatere mbundu nabwo ekyo nitwa barasharemu tukazo mu kishaka turaba tumire basebo nabanyabo mwe bare kurwana. But at least after 40 years you have bore the fruits that we have seen, the successes, we congratulate you, but the failures are insurmountable. So Wesije, is Muhoozi Kainerugaba a Ugandan? Because that's even more important than him being in the military. And as far as these are lawyers, they will be able to educate me perhaps. Because I know that there is an article in the Constitution that says that for anyone to be to contest or to be a president of this country must be a Ugandan by birth. And we know that Muhoozi is a Tanzanian by birth. He was born in Tanzania. Isn't that number one question that should even be barring him as
but
far
I think the courts
as the Constitution?
have made a determination on that matter.
Because let me finish my
you see, when you're born in foreign territory or foreign jurisdiction, but by
what
descent,
does the article say? What
by
does the
descent,
Constitution say?
Yes,
because it doesn't say you must be a Ugandan by descent. It doesn't say you must be a Ugandan by registration. It says you must be a Ugandan by birth. And by birth, Muhoozi Kainerugaba is a Tanzanian. So that's even that even needs an amendment of itself.
Make some guidance.
See, being born outside Uganda does not mean that you are not a Ugandan by birth.
No. Let's get the literal meaning.
Birth is
Council Benje, let's have the literal meaning of that.
Yes.
If you're Ugandan by birth, you must have been born here.
That's not exactly true.
You see, and then let's get guidance, because I am thinking if a white Germany comes here and they deliver from here, do their children automatically become Ugandan?
Exactly.
No, you
That's
see,
what I'm saying.
it is
not about the
dependent.
geography.
No, wait. It is dependent on the clause in their constitution.
No, the
there.
geography, you
For me,
cannot
what I'm
write it
saying,
off.
in our
Because in America, the president,
Yes, you
to
must
be
be,
nominated, you
yes.
must have been born in the United
Exactly.
States.
Yes.
And-
So it's not
and
about
we know
there
that
is
Arnold
an element
Schwarzenegger,
of
we know that
geography.
man Arnold Schwarzenegger
Yes.
wanted to contest for presidency, but because he's born in
German.
Austria, he failed. He couldn't be nominated. So that's hurdle number one actually that Muhoozi has. I've stated what the law
You see,
says.
I think what is important now, does he have a national ID? Because possession of a national ID is prima facie evidence that you are a citizen of Uganda. The moment you have that national identity number, you are a Ugandan.
But that German lady with that child of a German woman can obtain a national ID. So you cannot write off the element of geography.
Until the national ID is revoked by the Ministry of Internal Affairs or by a court order, it is still there.
Unfortunately, our time for the first hour is done. Let's meet up in the second hour. I'll give you an opportunity to really spell it out. But we shall not forget to remind the chairperson, Didas Tavaro, the road of Rwanya Mpazi, the people of Rushasha are saying it's enough of it. We need service delivery. The road of Rwanya Mpazi needs a makeover. And the people vote the NRM. I know for sure that the people of Kashari literally get 98% NRM. So it shouldn't be so hard
That is wrong also. And I think I had it exactly.
Let me go for the message.
Brother.
My station. My music.
The Big Seat on 91.2 CROOZE FM. Great music,
Great music.
great friends.
Great friends.
We are back. It's about 2 minutes past 10 o'clock on Western Uganda's biggest radio station, 91.2 CROOZE FM. Great music, great friends. West Gibanyaji is my name, and the Big City is definitely on your radio. We just 1 hour back, and we hope to get more of your feedback in this hour. So on Cruise TV, Bitwababo Abdrahim, you're streaming live, and you're thanking the members of the panel and myself. I want to thank you, Abdrahman Bitwababo, for watching the show. Kamkama James, you're in Gulu and you're watching the show very clearly. Thank you. Manyeromjuni Clifton, you're thanking us for the show, and you're saying you're Dr. Clifton. Manyeromjuni, listening again, very loud and clear from Mujinda Cell, Chamhunga Ward in Uganda Municipality. I want to appreciate you, Doctor, for taking time to listen to the show. Turyamsima Gordon, you're saying you are watching the show from Ruharo Vocational Institute, but you're born of Nyabisira, Town Council in Kashara. I hope I got that right. And this Kashari, where there are bad roads and no power and electricity, is where you are. I hope you're handling it well. I think graduates should focus on wealth creation, job creation. Okay. Thank you. Keep the messages coming. We shall be able to bridge some of that. Call in right now, and we get to hear from you before I get it to Mpaka on 752-912-912 and 780-912-910. The topic of discussion this morning is the statements of General Kahindo Tafide on, quote unquote, maybe the majority of the historicals do not want. We could take it that General Tafide is actually representing, because we've not seen any historical outrightly supporting Muhoozi Kainerugaba. But we should also know all these allegations of Muhoozi and being a serving military general, involving himself in politics, name it. There has not been a determination that bars him from making any of those statements. We've not had any court ruling to that effect. So perhaps that's the reason as to why he's able to scot-free make those statements and without being called to order. But let's get to hear from you right now on 752-912-912 and 780-912-910. The lifeline of the show. Good morning.
Yes, hello.
Oh, my dear. Turn down the volume of your radio. I'm happy that I'm hearing you.
Hello, Mr. Banyan.
Yes, good morning. What's your name?
Morning, sir.
Yes, what's your name?
This is Tasha.
Yes, Tasha, how are you this morning?
I'm okay. Mr. Otafir is very fine and his words are very correct.
So you think Muhoozi Kainerugaba should not be enabled to be president because he's the first son?
Yeah, he can't be.
Hey.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being a part of the show. Let's get more calls on 752-912-912 and 780-912-910. The Big Set. Yes, good morning.
Good morning to you and the fellow panelists in studio.
But turn down the volume of that radio. We are hearing some feedback here.
You can turn it down.
Okay then. What's your name and where you at?
This is Anton calling in from Kamshoko, Varikashari.
Yes, you're the people in Bubari Kashari.
Mazima kunkati mjurugombo ene tingu manyo watu karona wewe mbezichava takuwa tuwa marankesha andi hivi rikitine mashanyarazi. So back on the program, yoni tekatekangu Kainerugaba inobugabe bweye nko munya Uganda kugira ngo ayesinde. Kunkakana na nekinde something general kushangana izumbiro mu nshonga za protection na cyo cyugwire.
Yebali. Very balanced. The Big Set. CROOZE FM. Yes, Agaba, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you, my man?
I have Simwe Banjis in studio.
Now, specifically to Banjizi. Banjizi, they are part of NRM.
No, they are now in the PLU. They are now in the Patriotic League.
From NRM, you can't forget where they are from.
Are they really from NRM?
They are from NRM. You can't deceive me that Banyaji is not from NRM.
But Muhoozi Kainerugaba has never been a part of the NRM.
But what I wanted to tell Banyaji is that he has forgotten that Museveni clears it. That those self-seekers that are around Muhoozi. Bangizi is inclusive, and also Mawanda Michael, who happens to be my MP.
Yes.
They are also self-seekers. He can't tell me that Kahindo Tafire is selfish, when actually I want to remind Bangizi that the people that loved Museveni was only from Kasese from 1980, when they gave him only MP who was
Kionga, yes.
Who was Crispus Kionga. But these Bangizi, these Bakainda, these who, they never liked Museveni, because Kasese, they loved Museveni when he had only one trouser, full one, and a checked shirt. so Kahinda knows what he means, what he's saying, and he means it. Bangizi have nothing to say, just criticizing what he does.
But Agaba, I want to invite you to CROOZE FM, please. One time, please take chance and come in on a Saturday. I will be happy to see you. You're a big contributor of the show.
Should I come next Saturday?
Please come before the show.
Should I come next Saturday?
I will have to at least see you. Thank you. Agaba, there. Let's come back to studio. You know, me, I have no trouble in Muhoozi being president and replacing the son, since it's now habitual. We are singing Dokolo. We are singing Dokolo. Cecily Ogwal, the family has fronted Dr. Rosemary to replace the mother. We saw in Serere that gentleman, Patrick Obere, that member of parliament that died with his wife, unfortunately, in an accident. Onabe, I beg your pardon. The son, who even was rejected by the NRM and not given the power, the flag, he went ahead to win that position there. Ruchamzi's daughter did. So why should it be an exception for General Muhoozi to replace the father? Since it's now behavior, it's a pattern that now children are replacing parents. So how about that? Let's go with it.
Yeah, so actually you've brought me to the gist of really what I wanted to discuss this morning. That one, Bwenje had stated it, General MK is a serving military officer. There is a clause in the constitution that bars him. 2, General MK is Tanzanian by birth, and there is a clause in the constitution that bars him for participating in Uganda's politics. Now, my third point was that Ugandans should not forget that President Museveni's leadership and all these historicals that are muted, and some who keep throwing some comments here and there, the likes of the Kahindo Tafires, abanyagana mutakaye bwangu aba bakababa bagorira. These are former guerrilla rebels who went into the bush and created a protracted war, a guerrilla war, and managed to oust a government. Now, who is a gorilla? A gorilla is a person who says, I am at point A, when actually he is at point Z. A gorilla is a person who tells you, I'm in Kabwohe, yet he is in Kampala. Ugandans out there, we must carefully tread the road that we are taking, because I don't think that Kahindo Tafire does not support MK. I don't think that General Salim Saleh does not support MK. I don't think that even President Museveni himself does not support MK. They are all behind the PLU, the Premier League, the Patriotic League of Uganda. They are behind.
What are you
I can assure you that these NRM historicals, just like gorillas, they are still using their methods of hoodwinking and blindfolding Ugandans. So for me, because I have seen how President Museveni has managed to kill and silence the politics that he is not interested in Uganda. How can Muhoozi be able to come out, mobilize parties? Actually, the first party happened in State House in the attendance of President Kagame as guest of honor, and that was just 2 months after Kagame had opened that border, which had taken 2 years closed. Remember 2019 to 2021, that border was closed. There was a roaming war. Uganda is going to fight Rwanda. Then after elections, Muhoozi goes to Rwanda. In just in 3 hours, the border is opened. Typical gorilla methods. After that, there is a party in State House, and the two purported enemies for 2 years are cutting a cake and eating, and after that they launch MK birthday parties everywhere in Uganda. Some flopped, I thank God, because the one in Imbarara flopped, so abanyambarara bakabyanga kale, but others are there jubilating. Me, I want to open the mind of the Ugandans that actually Kahindo Tafire, don't fall for the statements of Kahindo Tafire. This is a senior gorilla. He is telling you A when actually he is on point Z. You must read carefully. We are also behind Kahindo Tafire. We are against MK.
But
you
if,
will lose
gentlemen,
yourself.
What if we see a reshuffle and Kahindo Tafire is dropped from cabinet? Which communication will His Excellency the President send?
It doesn't mean anything. Let me tell you what's why.
No, it will mean that whoever is anti-Muhoozi Kainerugaba will pay a heavy price. We know what happened when Miriam Matembe, Rosendana, Shamuntu, Bidandisari, when they came out and said no to term limits, he dropped them.
Even some have been assassinated.
That is for another day, sir.
Let me answer your question. That for the 40 years Kahindo Tafire has been in government, and he can impenitiously ask a journalist that have you ever been in government? Do you know how government operates? If he is dropped from cabinet, it has no consequences on him. These are men who have stolen and grabbed from this country. So if Kahindo Tafire can grab land, a government ranch, what tells him that Muhoozi Kainerugaba should not also grab the presidency? Why should he be here? Like Banjis has been saying, he has no moral authority over that. The only thing he's doing, they are still employing gorilla methods of work so that they keep hoodwinking Ugandans. There is a section in NRM that is against. There is a section in NRM that is for. So that we keep in that, and at the end of the day, we will just be hoodwinked until we are falling down in our own beds. Now, my next point that I want to say is we need to ask ourselves, is MK...
let's allow him. I'll give you time.
The next point I want us to really think about is when we analyze MK project, when we analyze the Patriotic League of Uganda, are these the leaders that we need as Ugandans? Because why am I bringing this? Every time I am advocating for change in Uganda, I am promoting NUP, people tell me, you man, for us, we cannot support NUP. Why? The rest of you in NUP are okay, Peter Mpaka, you are okay, but Bobby Wine, we cannot support Bobby Wine. We don't want, Bobby Wine does not represent the change that we need. I want to ask those who are listening, does MK represent the change that we need in Uganda? Does MK represent the real change that we need? If he is appointing non-performers already like Tabaro Didas, because Tabaro Didas has been appointed as the deputy coordinator for the PLU in Ankole sub-region. If he is appointing people whom the president himself has said these are self-seekers, is this the group of people
but
that we want?
Us the self-seekers are the council Banjis is here.
And he But I'm telling you that even the population themselves, the man has called and told you that you are one of the why a grabber or why you are also a self-seeker of your own. So for me, the gist that I want to bring to this debate, as we even talk about family and issues and others, the issue is when we look at the team that this man has arranged, do they represent the future of Uganda?
But
we are going to
we
move
know
from a group that came from the bush that has been grabbing, and we are going to go into another group that has morphed out of the other group that is also grabbing from this country.
Okay.
So for me,
yes,
information.
Yes.
I want to state on radio and TV, of course, that as I have already said, that it is not true that General MK is not a Ugandan by birth. And I think for the record, it is very important that we make it straight. He has every reason to be a Ugandan by birth, because I've stated that being a Ugandan by birth doesn't mean that you must have been born in Uganda. And if I can provide authority for my opinion, Section 12 of Section 12B of the Uganda Citizenship and Immigration Control Act, it's cap 66. It provides as follows. This is Section 12, paragraph B. Let me start with A. Citizenship by birth. The foreign persons shall be citizens of Uganda by birth. A. Every person born in Uganda, one of whose parents or grandparents is or was a member of any of the indigenous communities existing and residing within the borders of Uganda as at the first day of February 1926 and set out in the third schedule to the Constitution. And B, this is what is, I think, relevant to our case. B, every person born in or outside Uganda, one of whose parents or grandparents was at the time of birth of that person a citizen of Uganda by birth. Okay? Now, the question now would be, is Janet Museveni a Ugandan?
Yes.
So it doesn't even now matter whether Museveni is a Ugandan or not, as long as one of the parents of General Muhoozi.
How come?
Yes.
How come the U.S. Constitution, the interpretation is different? Because for the US, even if your two parents born in, if two immigrants, if two Americans come to Uganda, birth a child, that child can never be the United States president.
See, this is Uganda and we are a sovereign republic. So our constitution doesn't depend on the constitution of... No. That would be very unfair, because it would mean that if I'm in exile, if I'm in exile and then I sire a child from there, then the child cannot be what Ugandan. And if you give a literal and plain interpretation of the law,
Ugandan by birth.
No, they are.
Ugandan by any other way.
No, they are.
Exactly.
They are under the law. Yes.
Let's not use the legalities.
No, we have read here.
Use the legalities.
See, why they are speaking about the 1st of February 1926 is because the borders of Uganda were last changed on the 1st of February 1926.
26.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Let's get to some of the feedback.
But please,
let's get to the feedback. Let's listen to what our MVPs are saying, and I can see. Please, let's have order. Ota Collins UG is saying Otafile is right, because has freedom to speak of what he used to trick the public to see the. Please write very well. That's when I'll be able to read the comments. General Kahinda's words are misplaced. I think you should go back to the bush and liberate Uganda from Museveni's family. Otherwise, his opinion doesn't matter. That's Paul Tumsime. Anansi Justus is saying, I am glad that Makenke is well represented by Peter Mpaka. Kahindo Tafire is the Minister of Internal Affairs. He knows every hidden story. Matthias Majay, you're saying you're in Ravata. Sanga Churuhura, thank you so much for listening to the show. Nwamanya Edson, you're saying Otafile is right. He also has his personal reasons. personal rights to say what he feels like saying, or does not support Muhoozi project is just a campaign. And the list again from Kakova. Orishaba Maciel, you're saying General Kahinda is right. This is not a monarch. What if Muhoozi gets into power and later his child, who is Ruhamya, becomes president? I mean, why not? If I'm a successful lawyer, or in fact, these people have no audacity to even talk about anything. Law firms here and across the country, parents are busy seeding partnerships to their children, even when they know. But you see, why are you denying Muhoozi to be president when lawyers are busy leaving partnerships
Uganda
to their children?
Uganda
Positions in law firms are not elective.
Yes?
Positions in law firms are not elective.
No, but for
And Uganda,
General Museveni for wishing his son Muhoozi Gaba to be the next president, it is in his right.
No, Uganda is not a law firm.
And working towards it is not wrong.
Let me tell you,
because in every area, every sector in this country, parents are busy working so hard
but it's
to
not
have
right.
their children replace them.
Let me tell you,
We're stopping for a breather. When we come back, you will be able to get some of that, but don't touch your radio, because so much is coming your way on Western Uganda's biggest radio. We'll be right back. Good morning.
It's tough. It's bold. It's real politics. The Big Seat on 91.2 CROOZE FM. Great music.
Great music.
Great friends. The Big Seat on 91.2 CROOZE FM. Great music.
Great music.
Great friends.
Great friends.
We are literally on the final lap of the show. Thank you so much for every person that has been a part of the show. I can see the messages. I want to appreciate you very much. For people that have taken time to call in, we appreciate you in equal measure. Now, on the lifeline of the show, the feedback, Lawrence, Bamwine, please, let's listen to feedback. It's important. Now I've lost the feedback because now, what do we do? 0752912912 and 0709129110. Let's get to hear from you on 752912912 and 780912910. Bamwine Lawrence is saying most of these historicals feel they should be the next of kin after Museveni as far as presidency is concerned. That's why at some point we had the Besigye leave, Mucham Muntutu Mukunde and others, because they actually saw no chance or being the drive of the NRA. Makanbwanaho Fred, you're at Mbara Comprehensive College and you're listening to the radio. I want to appreciate you. Aine Moses, you're in Buyanga Riantonde. Matthias Major, big contributor of the show. These people, I'm going to start to give people that contribute consistently to the big seat a chance to come and air their opinions. This is going to be deliberate. Matthias Major, you're one of those that really every time you take initiative, that is his opinion as an individual, but because he is a prominent man, then his opinion has to be discussed. But in case the first son uses the right channel, then the so-called NRA historical should be put aside and we move on. And even Ugandans' challenges are not being handled because those historicals tend to ignore important things and just tell us stories on how they fought in the bush. It is now irrelevant. Nwajira David, you're saying General Tafide knows that when Muhoozi becomes president, he will take him to courts of law for corruption. Let me end with Derek Aine Taremwa, who is saying he's right because it looks like the position of the presidency is hereditary. However much MK is in Ugandan, but succeeding his father is absolutely not right. Again, this raises the question of why did FDC bring the late Ogwal's daughter to the contest for the seat in the by-election? And that's always something that keeps coming up. Every time that Ugandans are saying we don't want Muhoozi to succeed the father, but the same Ugandans are busy voting children of MPs that have passed away. On 752-912-912, 178091291. So let's get to hear from you. The big said.
Good morning.
Good morning. Where are you calling from and what's your name?
I'm Dixon from Chigarama Shema.
Yes, Dixon, Chigarama Shema. Do you have roads and electricity and water?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're very lucky. The people of Kashari, Rwanyampazi, Rushasha have none of that.
Let's go to the topic of the discussion.
So you're saying they can go to hell? Okay, please go ahead.
Let's talk about the topic of the discussion.
Please, have your way.
So, for me, I rarely see why people denying General Muhoozi to be the president. Because, let me tell you this. You can be saying that you are supporting Mr. Museveni on being the president, but you can find the majority of the Ugandans are.
Oh, airtime. Sorry. The big set.
Yes, CROOZE FM.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. Hi.
I am doing perfectly well. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Where you at and what's your name?
This is Gilbert 256 from Lukanda, Jabugamba, Rwambara.
Yes, please, Gilbert.
I want to first thank you for the program on the issue of the day. So, on my opinion, I think that be like a president of Uganda. He is Ugandan. He has authority. So even me, I support Kinirugaba. Nothing much can stop me. Support Kinirugaba. Thank you for the show.
All right, thank you for taking time to call in. The big say, just lost that call on 752-912-912 and 780-912-910. Call in. Let's get to hear from you on what you think of the statements made by General Kahindo Tafide about Muhoozi Kainerugaba presidency. Call in and let's get to talk. The big said.
Yes, big seat.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Wanaja.
Yes, what's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Derek from Rentwa. But sometimes I wonder, how is it that the son of president has not stand to be the coming president? But if he was the son of that one who of Otafide, would he have not allowed him to stand? Oh, maybe I think Mr. Otafide is obsessed about his politics, about his, would have said the Arkawa, but I don't know if he takes. But the son of Mr. Museveni has nothing to do with Otafide. Let him stand. If he wins, let him be the president.
Okay. on 752-912-912 and 780-912-910. The big seat.
So Mr. Banyaji.
Nogamba cho wishemu.
Inyine nshonga.
Nabakweto hawatera nkai.
Nabanyitanye hangane Ivanina Terra Mutara Omulmutoma district.
Wananko wakahindo tafire.
Wakahindo tafire.
Aha.
Mwenu omuramwogwe ninza gutensa honti. Noreba Mr. Banyaji n'abatukirize n'abandi abaje mu studio. Omuntu yaba yo mu ntebe. Obundo mu rwenge no bumubiha. Katekesa nkuna kuba narjiro mu ntebe omu. Sino muntu ndijo kugishita mama kajivuga je munonga nangwa kaje munonga kujivuga. Bwino mwana kuba turo mwende twebwa. Twebwa kumanya ngo wayituri. Inaba abantu zebu kandi kutuwa twaligireho. Inabarzaho kandi bakakora je munonga kirito kuturukoresha heje. Niyenda kutanaho na nabantu bamwe abariyo no mabiyo mane steka teko chenye. Konka abo bari kugira ngo genero Kenya rugaba taine cyari kubasa ha government egi taine hari kuza kutwara ihanga okiyenda kubagambira ngo ihangeri okuba noreba ihangero kurizire nategekwa abembe bazizire ntufuna niteka 10% nyingi twena ntwetegereza ngo nibaba ry'abanyamahe ikija kugumira Uganda egi kutegeka umuntu civilian omuntu atakaza huga mahe omuntu atararwanira mahe atarugetegereza je munonga none nyenda kwendera no kugira anti ukine rugabana yazaho na wayine byari kubasa gukora kandi nyenda kubagamba ngo murembezi yaba ryo mu ntebe takakora buri kimwe cyona nuko uri kuba no cyenda kandi na yaba takakikozere no muherezo bwire umuhereza time ahabo kuba wabo ryo muntu no muzire wawe akakora kasinya kakinana ukwata umuhoroka mushara maraka ngo argeho iwiwozeho nga no mureka ayahumura deno badakeka ingovu we bare munonga Madilu hima habari ya asubuhi, piga simu tuzungumuze vitu vya Muhoozi Kainerugaba na utafiri. Thank you so much. I know Madilu is listening. Those are prominent big sitters and it's important that I remind them of how much they appreciate it. On Cruise TV, Akanda Wanaho Abel, I see you. Ankunda Becky, thank you so much. And you're saying you're listening, you're watching actually from Chazanga Wengo. Thank you. Baguma Francis, you're watching. Thank you. Arnitwe Ronald, thank you so much. You're in Koranoria watching the show. Clever Tumuijuche, you're watching. James Tamare, you're watching the show. Are you saying, well, you're talking about Rwanda, I don't know. Agaba Edgar, you're watching from Muhoozi. Baguma Francis, I see you. And literally every person that has been a part of the show, you do us good. Joab Naboth, you're watching the show. Baker to SCJ, Nkunda Becky, and all of you that have been a part of the show and watching from across the world, I want to thank you. My very good friend, Oakunda Bruce, big sitter, you're in Kampala, and you're doing us good. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. And you're saying this whole conversation of Muhoozi is legitimized by endorsement of Ogwara's daughter and so much. We've highlighted that greatly. And every other person, Dixon Banini on the show, and so many of you that are part of it. Kwanga Faz, you're listening to the show. I want to say thank you. And you're saying you're an MK fan, you support him. And everything. You do. Okay, thank you. Every other person, we are proud of you. Let me come back to studio and get to hear from the panel on your feedback. Yes.
Just want to start off from the words of the FDC Commissioner for Northern Uganda, the Alhaj Abdul Hakim Mori, on the appointment of Dr. Arocho Gwar as the flag bearer of the FDC, which is very unfortunate indeed. He says as follows: if the people of Dokoro have the pain of losing Cecilia Ogwar, then they should vote for her daughter to continue with the work she started. Now, FDC is finished. FDC is finished. It has no future at all. The moment you start to engage yourself in politics of identity, you are done and you are done and you are done.
But it's you who keeps repeating here statements that have a lot to do with
sectarianism. And I'm right.
And you
because I see it. No. See, talking about tribes is not tribalism. No. So what I want to state that it is not the son or the daughter or the mother or the wife of a departed MP who should carry on the mantle or the manifesto of a party. The manifesto of a party is carried forward by the party.
Who best knows the intentions?
No.
But who best? Let's be logical. Who is best positioned to know the intentions of the deceased? To the people of Dokolo, other than
it is the people. It is the people. No, it's not about the intentions.
The manifesto.
No.
What this is the intended.
The decision maker is the people of Dokoro.
But does that bar her?
No. Exactly.
Standard.
It doesn't bar. But if you read this statement, it shows. Am I protected?
Yes.
It shows that the rationale of her appointment is not on merit. But the
FDC appointed.
The FDC endorsed her. There was a meeting. See, there were 5 candidates there. Now they were convinced to drop their candidates in favor of her. Now the FDC is saying that because she's the daughter of the departed, she's the right person to be voted for. And so the FDC is calling on the people of Dokoro to give FDC a sympathy vote. Now that is wrong. That because the parliamentary seat is not inheritable. And I urge the people of Dokoro not to vote for her, because actually it is better for the people of Dokoro to vote an NRM person on merit than an FDC person or even a NUP person on a sympathy vote. Okay, but sympathy.
And you see, sympathy votes have been cast by so many people.
Yes, but you see,
and
you see, being done by many people doesn't make it right. Yes, and this conduct of the FDC, unfortunate as it is, and significant of the FDC as a failing party, it denies the FDC the moral authority to condemn the NRM.
The same was done
to
by
the PLU.
Yes,
and we continue to condemn it.
We had in Masakab Command Simbi,
where
the woman member of parliament was replaced by the sister.
It is a notorious fact.
It's a very notorious fact.
But you see, it doesn't mean. I mean, it doesn't make it right.
But that's in a way. You see, when Ugandans support such a trend,
it is bad.
It makes it very legitimate for Muhoozi to replace the father as the president of the republic.
It denies the opposition in terms of FDC the moral authority to condemn the
absolutely
by MK on the position of his father.
Talk about that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to tell the listeners and my dear friends here that if there is a man who does his homework very well and very proper, it is President Museveni. That's why I'm telling you that the historicals who are making noise, it does not necessarily mean they don't support MK. These guys are in bed with MK. They are just making some noise to see what comes out.
But I think they have no choice. These men are in their 70s.
No, you cannot say.
They are in the evening of their time. They are going
and
to
remember,
die.
And remember, very few of them, if none at all, has a son or even a daughter serving in an army in Uganda or outside. So now
we know Serwanga Rwanga has a son who is a lieutenant in the UPDF. There are a couple of them.
He's a lieutenant.
Lieutenant Colonel Loben Ikondere has a son.
At what rank is he?
Not in the UPDF. Otafire's son is in the UK's army.
Let's talk for a break. I would beg that you protect me.
We are going for a break. When we come back, Banji Z and Peter Mpaka, you'll have your way. Thank you. Good morning.
It's tough. It's bold. It's real politics. The Big Seat on 91.2 CROOZE FM. Great music.
Great music.
Great friends.
Great friends.
Ono ye sports bwino. Ono ye sports bwino. Omuli ebikulu bye weetaaga okumanya mu muzannyo gw'endiba buli ssaawa. Wano ku radio esinga okumanya ebyemizannyo. 91.2 CROOZE FM.
Obadde okimanyi nti byafaayo ebya Premier League bali abajapani basatu bokka abali bateebye empiira ebiri egy'omuddiringanwa. Kuno kuliko Junichi Inamoto omwaka gwa 22, Ishinji Okazaki 2017, Sako Karumi Toma 2022.
Oyo ye bwino omusanga wano ku 91.2 CROOZE FM. Lindirira omulala mu ssaawa eddako.
New year, new thrill, step up all in your level with DSTV. Upgrade for more football and enter the fast lane with
Great music.
Great friends.
Great friends.
It's a quarter to the top of the hour here in Western Uganda's biggest radio station, 91.2 CROOZE FM. Great music. Great friends, we want to appreciate everyone that has been a part of the show. People in Kampala, the messages I get, and across Western Uganda. Thank you from Ryantonde, Rakai, Masaka, Rukunjiri, Ntungamo, Tsoro, Fort Porto, Isinjiro, Rampara. You guys are amazing. But the pain of the people of Kashari, Rwanyampazi roads, we shall not stop on calling the chairperson of Mbara district, Ndugu Didas Tabaro, to focus on service delivery and make things happen. Otherwise, we are seeing you, and 2026 is around the corner. We shall cast that vote of no confidence. Let's me get to the panel. Yes, Simu Banjezi.
Thank you so much, Vanyaji.
Speak directly to the microphone.
I will start by addressing a few things in regards to service delivery in our government. Honestly speaking, I feel sorry for my friend Didas Tavaro because they have budget constraints. They are given only $1 billion for the road fund maintenance of all those roads. This time round we had very heavy rains that literally washed away all the roads, and is among the best performing LC5 chairpersons countrywide. Even when you look at the performance of the schools in Mbara district, basing on the results that have just come out recently, they are among the best performers. Let's give credit where it's due, but nevertheless, he should take note of that. Fast forward, Bwana Peter Mpaka, the people that have been appointed are not weak leaders. These are performers. the likes of Mapenduzi, Ojara Martin, an MP, the likes of Nshanga Bashija Nelson, someone that started from being LOC 1 to 2 to 3, is now the district LOC5 chairperson. Honorable Jackson Atim. Let's Honorable Mr. Sam Arinitwe. I mean, these people are performers. Even Didas Tabaru, that I've told you, is among the best performing LOC5 chairpersons. Honorable Godfrey Kabyanga for Wenzori. So, PLOU, we are on the right track. We shall say this again, and we are proud of it. The next president has to be General Muhoozi Kainerugaba.
That is also wrong.
Let me talk.
You can't say
let's cancel guide. Let's cancel guide.
No.
Let's cancel guide.
See, I beg.
Submitting, I shut up.
Shut up. This is just a point of information. This is just a point of information.
Keep it yourself.
Okay.
So, always be civil. You will not
I am.
But Benja is a very civil man, really.
You see, you interrupt me.
Please have your way. Have your way, Mr.
This is my right as a Ugandan
to declare Muhoozi Kainerugaba the next president.
And actually, you watch the space. What will happen in Masaka on 15th March? Ugandans are going to speak, and the whole world will know. If you're not advocating for his presidency, float your candidate without solid out with the voters. This is a democratic sovereign state.
But do you remember the words? You remember the words of the Right Honorable John Patrick Amama Mbabazi to Dr. Besigye on trying to break the queue,
to jump the queue.
No,
it is very likely that Otafire Kahinda is saying, Muhoozi Kainerugaba, wait a minute. There are gentlemen agreements that we made.
No, but for us,
those agreements are not and void.
And perhaps Otafire is supposed to be second.
If those agreements were made during the days of the guerrilla war, between the liberation war of between 1980 to 1986, we are not privy to them, and we shall not be held hostage to them or at ransom. We are now a sovereign country.
But you see, Museveni did not fight for this country alone.
If you are a sovereign country,
the same interests Otafire has are the same interests Museveni has.
Then ask him.
The question should be, yes. Has General Muhoozi Kainerugaba retired from the army? Has he been subjected to a popular vote? Have people voted him? If people don't support him, he will
not be president. Actually, he even has no right to support him now. He doesn't.
You see, when Jay is saying you have no right to support him,
you have no right to support him now.
But
if he's still a serving officer.
No. Cross the bridge when we get there.
Yes. So wait for him.
Parting shots.
Wait for him to retire and you support him, but not now.
Yes, parting shot.
My parting shot, Wanyaji. I would say hello to my people in Ruhinda County, Mitoma district, and I would thank the caller that called in and exposed the flaws and weaknesses of General Otafire. I respect him as one of the people that liberated this country. He has played a key role. Even the audience we have, the opportunity we have to run against them. But the way in Runyankore, we have our saying, no wahinga horo binainuka no muzini murungi narugo mu rubuga ebyakoze rentusima konkarike muremere nshume Ruhinda county mbitereze kuja. Our constituency should also be a model constituency, not this nonsense of him saying ebimukumanya ntubimanya ebitukumanya temukubimanya. Who tells you? When you have
but why are you scaring General Otafire?
I must fix him.
Why are you scaring General Otafire?
And it's done and dusted.
And these people of MK,
I think they are the most careless people. Very careless.
You scare General Kahindo Otafire? We never see you scare General Kahindo Otafire. You even reaching an extent of telling him you may drop him out of cabinet. Asimman is really
as if he's the president.
But I want to thank you, Asim. You've been a big contributor. Yes, your parting shot.
I have like two things or three. One is that these historicals and the whole of the NRM should stop fooling Ugandans. You cannot have over, I don't know how many ministers, are they 23, who are in the PLU. You have members of parliament who are in the PLU, and you say that the head of cabinet, President Museveni, the head of historicals, is not supporting the whole idea. These people should stop hoodwinking us and making such funny statements. They are all in one bed. Just, I am calling upon Ugandans to open their eyes. Number two,
yes,
I want to tell Ugandans, especially the genuine change seekers, the genuine Ugandans who are tired, who see the problems that this country is going through, that please rise up and fight and deliver your nation out of this whole entanglement we are in.
Do you wish the people of
I am so
Dokolo
saddened
to be sympathetic to the family of Ogwal and elect the
It's the
daughter?
same thing that I'm saying, that the people of Dokolo should stand up and hold their destiny back by themselves. They should grab it out of the hands of those who seem to have captured the constituency. That constituency is not entitled to a certain family. If this person has the credentials and they agree, let her be voted on merit, not on the fact that she's a daughter of Cecilia Ogwal. Cecilia Ogwal, rest in peace, she didn't buy that constituency from anywhere. President Museveni and his family didn't buy Uganda from anywhere. So genuine change seekers, and actually I'm saddened that my own party, the NUP, is doing nothing on ground.
Okay.
They are in Kampala,
Thank you.
enjoying sausages, enjoying life. They are on the beaches. While Muhoozi Kainerugaba is actually running everywhere in the country. They seem, the NUP, the leaders of NUP seem to be supporting what is
Muhoozi.
going on.
Okay,
And number,
your
lastly, my last point, and this is very important. I want to tell our countrymen and our countrywomen.
You started even borrowing the words of the president, and I tell you, this Museveni man, you see,
you're now taking
very
me
powerful.
off. You're now taking me off what I was saying.
And I have a
Otherwise-
message for you from teacher Nsimire Godwin. So speak fast. I read it
you
for
read the message.
He says, regards to Peter Mpaka, he's a great man and a supporter of General MK.
That is a lie. Me, I'm a supporter of change, and I'm calling upon genuine change seekers that we
Our
should
time
fight
is fast
for our country.
spent. I want to read the message from teacher Nsimire Godwin, who is all the way in London and enjoying the fresh air of London, the UK. And he's saying that regards to Mbara City members, you want to be on the ballot come 2026 as mayor, but also you're congratulating USE candidates for great performance, and it's important that we tell them you're appreciating Council Bani and Council Bwenje and Peter for educating the nation. Thank you, teacher Godwin and Simire, all the way from London, for always being a part of the show. Yes.
I don't want to kind of to miss any word here. And I want to be very emphatic that the FDC is an embarrassment to the opposition in Uganda by asking the people of Dokoro to vote a daughter of the late Cecilia Ogwal merely because she's a daughter, not because she is capable of performing as per the manifesto of the FDC. And I want to urge or to request the people of Dokoro that it is better for them to vote for an NRM on merit, for an NRM candidate on merit, rather than an FDC candidate on sympathy. And also, I want to tell the General Kainerugaba to be very brave and retire, rather than involving himself in the politics of a country under the camouflage of being a serving.
Thank you, Council Bwenje.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Council Bwenje. Thank you, Mr. Peter Mpaka. Thank you so much, my good friend Asimwe Bandizi, for being a part of the show. I want to thank all callers, all those that have sent messages. You do us real good, and may God bless you for it. You've been a very fantastic listener, and we want to say let's meet next weekend. My punchline this week, the USE candidates. If I told you failed, it's not the end of the world. Pick up yourself and move. And, some of us don't even remember what we got in Senior 4, so it may not matter much in the future. But for those that achieved your targets, go right ahead and be consistent about it. And I want to appreciate you very much. We have news at the top of the hour. Let's meet next weekend on the big set. My name is Wes Gabanyaji. May God bless you. Afande Akandinda Delicious, you're listening to the big set. I want to say thank you so much. We're out. May God bless you.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of this radio station or its management.